It is March 29th at the moment, and I quickly realized that I have a few books in the fire, if you will. Not literally, because that would be bad, but I just have a few books that I'm reading at once, and I want to see how many I can finish before March 31st rolls to a close. This seemed like the perfect opportunity to do my first little like reading vlog situation, so bear with me because I've never done this before, obviously, so I don't know, it might be awkward. I'm always awkward, but it might be more awkward than the usual amount of awkward, so we'll see what happens. The books that I'm working on at the Mo are Inspection by Josh Malerman, which Random House sent me for free, so thank you, Random House. I am like almost 200 pages in. It's about a 400-page book. This is really the main one that I'm worried about finishing because I just want to finish it, and since I'm halfway through already, I just want to have a review up and I don't know, I just want to finish it. If I do finish that one, then there are 2 books left on my March release TBR that I did not get to, which is Camille de Mayo's The Beautiful Stranger and In Miniature. And then lastly, I went to the library with my husband because we're cool and that's where we hang out, you know? We got a bunch of books on like building houses and stuff. Obviously we're not building a house right now, but we like to dream a little bit of the future, and I like research, so that's what we're working on. This is the Not So Big House. It's just one of them, and I already read some of it, so I thought, why not make some tea and just sort of sit on the couch and read through that. It's relatively enjoyable, and the text is really big, which is good for when you're tired and your eyes are giving up on you, but you are not ready to stop reading. I also forgot to mention before we dive in that I am reading The Elementals on my phone on Audible because Lana recommended it here on the YouTube comments. So I'm almost done with that. So that's 3 books that I have made progress on and 2 that I might add depending on how much I actually end up reading this weekend. I do have a lot of work to do, so it's gonna be a balancing act. That's the basic plan. I just wanted to film a little intro so that you would know what's what, and then we're gonna jump into the vlog, which I actually started about an hour ago, so you're about to time travel. Enjoy. I wash my hair about twice a week, once if I can swing it, so you're about to see my full-on Hermione book 1 hair in all its glory without it being done. So may the force be with you because it's going to be powerful through a camera, I'm sure. And while I do this, I am going to listen to The Elementals on my audiobook on Audible. Pretty excited about it. I have 50 minutes left, so I'm just gonna play that as I go because girl, this takes a minute and I need some entertainment.
A painted can on the kitchen table. It had not been there the week before, and Indy was certain as well that it had not been among the items which had been...
Okay, so that took about 20 minutes and I have 23 minutes left. I think I'm gonna save it for a walk later, and then that will be that for The Elementals. Crushing it. Okay, so here we are at my desk. It's gonna be a while before I can actually sit down and read properly, but I'm gonna get to work and I'll see you later. Well, that was a moment, and I'm not done, but I feel kind of overwhelmed, so I'm gonna do what I usually do when I feel like that and just take a break, go for a walk, breathe some fresh air. I've heard that that's good for you. I don't know if it's true, but there's something I heard on the street once. So I'm going to grab my headphones and head out. I need a break. The good news is this gives me a chance to read a little bit and hopefully finish The Elementals. I'm pretty excited, 23 minutes, so my walk will be done but after I finish it. It's shorter than my walk, so let's go. Well, I finished Elementals and I am proud of myself. At this point, I've crossed the mark going past my goal of 10 books a month, so I feel pretty good about that. Walk was really nice. It's kind of like a weird spring, muggy, cold, warm, can't decide what it's doing sort of thing, but I did finish it, and it was like a classic 80s horror, which was really fun in a lot of ways. There were a lot of things I really, really liked about it, a lot of really creepy moments. I don't really have too much to complain about, but I also don't have too much to like super highly praise either, so I'll just say a little bit higher than the middle of the road, like probably a 3.5 out of 5 stars or a 7 out of 10. And I just enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I would totally read it again, but I just wasn't like blown away, but I had fun with it. So thank you, Lana, for recommending that in my audiobook video. I'm out of breath. I need to work a little bit more. It's a long work day for me. I'm playing catch up because yesterday I kind of played hooky, so my own fault. And then I'll just get back into reading later. I'll see you then. Suddenly it is so late, it's 10 o'clock. I don't even know how we got here. I knew I would be busy today, but I underestimated it. So I'm gonna read for just a little bit. I'm gonna try really hard to get to page 220 in inspection, because otherwise I don't think I'll be able to finish it in time tomorrow and Sunday. So I'm just gonna curl up on the couch. Earlier I cleaned up already. I already washed the dishes from earlier, and I'm all good to go other than obviously getting ready for bed. So I'm just gonna take a breath, read, and relax for a little bit. About to go to sleep, but I just got to part 2 in this, and I had to smile because it's not a twist, but just like the flip, the progression in the narrative, just really, I was like, yep, I see you. And I just really liked it, so I'm excited to see where it goes next. I'm on page 194, and now it's time to, you know, get ready for bed, take my makeup off, get comfy, and then I'll read until I fall asleep, basically. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. I tried so hard to meet that goal of 220 last night, and I actually stopped on page 213. So freaking close, but I failed. I just fell asleep. I told you, I'm 83 years old and I need my sleep. You know, it's no joke. All in all though, there are about 160 pages left in this, so I think I can do it, but I also think adding in another book might not happen. Maybe that house one, but probably not another proper novel. So I'm doing my best. It's Saturday, but I'm still working on stuff, so I'll just pop back in with you when I start reading again, and also when I go on a little adventure later, a very small one that I'm gonna take you on with me, so I'll see you then. Hello, welcome to my car. So let's do this thing. Basically, I heard that my library is having a little library book sale, and what do I need in my life but more books? Yep. So that's where I'm gonna head. I don't expect to maybe find anything at all. Usually these are really small, like in just this little tiny conference room, so I might not find anything, but it just seemed like, hey, it's Saturday, it's sunny, and I wanna live, you know? So I'm gonna leave the house for a little bit, and we'll see if we find anything. actually got way more than I thought I would. There was some kid stuff and a few weird, obscure vintage history books, and I can never resist those. Something's wrong with me. And the Godfather book, the second one called The Sicilian, because I think it's the 50th anniversary soon, and I really want to read those because they're some of my favorite movies. At least the first one. I could watch it all day and never get sick of it. Let me take you back home and I'll show you what we got. Okay, we're back, and I stopped and got a Frosty on the way, so I have my books and my Frosty, and I'm basically ready to go. I got a Frosty because, well, it was there and it looked good, and that's basically my decision-making process for most things in life. So let's do a very quick what I got at the library book haul video inside a vlog. The first one is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I already have a very cool edition of this, but I don't know why I cannot stop myself. Self-control issues? Maybe. Next I got Walk Two Moons. That sounded so southern. Did you hear that? Sometimes I have to correct myself. Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech. I never read this, but it does have the Newbery medal on it, and I don't know, sometimes I just pick things up because I feel like it, and this was one of those. Next is Holes, which I absolutely loved. I loved this story, and I thought the movie was so fun when I was a kid, and I don't have a copy, and I just thought 50 cents, this is the perfect time to get this, and that's part of why I love library sales, because sometimes you find things that you remember, but that you had forgotten about, and I just am excited to finally have my own copy and maybe reread it one of these days. Next up is this huge monstrosity, The Sicilian. I got this because The Godfather is one of my all-time favorite movies. I think it's so genius, and it's shocking to me how many people have not watched The Godfather. So I'm begging you, if you haven't seen it, please do it. It's the 50th anniversary, I think, soon, and I'm getting a 50th anniversary of the book. So I thought I'll go ahead and get the second one too, because I've never read them. I've only seen the films. So I just thought, why not? It was $1. So I did it. The last three are very weird, obscure, vintage books. I can't help myself. That's all I have to say. The first is In the Picturesque Shenandoah Valley by Armistead C. Gordon. This probably sounds so weird and random to you, but I'm actually from the Shenandoah Valley. That's where I was raised. This is my hometown right there, right on the edge. And there's a mountain right over here. Mountains all the way. It's the Blue Ridge Mountains. Don't know if you've heard of that, but that's where I'm from. And I just could not resist like this very strange little history/travel guide. So it's just kind of like a fun book to have for my collection. Next is The Virginia Tradition by Marshall Fishwick. That's a funny name and I like it. This is basically just like the Virginia tradition. It's just about Virginia, again, where I'm from. And I don't know, it just seemed like a fun thing to have and flip through and read sections of on occasion. I don't know. Last is this very strange book that I just sort of got on a whim, mostly because of the insert in the description. It's called Markings by a guy whose name I'm not gonna attempt. I am technically a little bit Swedish by marriage now, if you count that, so I figured, hey, why not jump into something somewhat Swedish? This is translated by W.H. Auden, and it's basically just this guy's musings. I have no idea who this guy is, other than that he was really successful, and then he wrote this book when he was going through like some spiritual thoughts. Not always spiritual, but I don't really even know, honestly. And there's this little newspaper clipping insert of him, and whenever there's markings or newspaper clippings or whatever in a vintage book, something about it just makes me, I just have to get it. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, that was my 7 book haul for $5.83, and that, my friend, is why you should go to your library book sales, because there's some good deals and you find some cool stuff. Anyway, back to the weekend. I'm going to eat my Frosty and my fries, and if it doesn't rain, I might go outside, but it's looking questionable. It's looking questionable, but it feels amazing. It's like 70 degrees outside. First day of spring. I'm so excited. So I might try to take advantage of that if it doesn't rain. I'm trying to decide where I want to go. Here's the options. I've read on this hill before. It's kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna not overthink this. I think we're just gonna go for it. Good morning. It is definitely almost April. All sad and depressing outside. Sunday was such a crazy day. I really thought that I'd be able to read a lot, and I definitely got to read some, there's no question about that. But it's also our day to plan the week ahead and to make food for the week. And unfortunately, I ended up having to remake something for work that took up a lot of time. But at the end of the day, I still managed to finish inspection. When I started this weekend, I really wanted to be able to finish 3 books. That was my ultimate goal, but unfortunately I didn't get there, but that's okay. There's always next month. I did end up finishing The Elementals on audiobook, and I did finish the main one that I wanted to finish, which was Inspection. So I feel like it wasn't a perfect weekend read. A lot of stuff came up and it was just very busy, but I did have a great time reading the ones I did read, and that's why I'm so thankful for books, because whenever I'm feeling crazy or busy, they're my break, they're my sort of refresh, starting over button for the day, and I'm just glad that they exist. I hope you had fun hanging out with me this weekend. Let me know what you thought of this, if I should do more or practice these more. I'm sure it wasn't perfect, but again, it's my first time, so you gotta start somewhere, you know? If you did like this video, I would love it if you could drop me a thumbs up, drop me a comment below, let me know what you liked and didn't like about it. I'd truly appreciate the feedback. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, but you just like all the good reading, nerdy, bookish goodness, then I'm your girl. So go ahead and press that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with me this weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.